So parallel lines cut by transversal, part 1 will have more notes later. But parallel lines, there are lines that are in the same plane that will never intersect. So as we look at this particular diagram, line N is parallel to line M, and the symbol for parallel, so I'm going to say line M is 2 upright bars, I guess, or 2 upright lines. That statement is M is parallel to N. A line that intersects 2 or more lines in a plane at different points, in this case is line R, corresponding angles. They lie on the same side of the transversal and are in corresponding positions. So sometimes when that definition has corresponding, it's corresponding angles and it's corresponding positions. What I like to say is, if we look at, I can say that, how did I write this? Angle 7 and angle 2 are an example of corresponding angles, because angle 7 is on top of the parallel line and to the right, and angle 2 is on top of the parallel line and to the right. So there's actually 3 more sets of corresponding angles. We could have said angle 8 and angle 4. We could have said angle 5 and angle 3. We could have said angle 6 and angle 1. It's all where their position is relative to the parallel line. Alternate interior angles? Well, have to be in between the 2 parallel lines. I guess I should look at the definition. Non-adjacent interior angles that lie on opposite sides of the transversal. Well, interior, in between the 2 parallel lines and on opposite sides of the transversal. So angle 5 and angle 2 are alternate interior angles. We could have also said angle 1 and angle 8. Alternate exterior angles, again non-adjacent, so they're not side by side. Exterior angles, so look at the parallel lines and they lie on opposite sides of the transversal. So we can say that angle 6 and angle 4 are alternate exterior angles. And finally, same side interior angles. So we have to be in between the 2 parallel lines, and then on the same side of those lines. And where we can say this are angle 5 and angle 1. Wait. Sorry. No, that's right. Same side interior angles. So now what we're going to do is we're going to use the diagrams to answer the following, and we're going to name and highlight the same side interior angles. Again, remember, the person sitting next to you doesn't have to have the same answers as you. There's more than one answer. But same side interior angles, we just talked about that definition, are in between the parallel lines So an example of that is 4 and 6. Angle 4 and angle 6. Name and highlight the alternate interior angle. Again, inside, in between the two parallel lines. and on opposite sides. So something like angle 3 and angle 6. I'll highlight. If you did angle 4 and angle 5 because you're working ahead, that's correct also. Alternate exterior angles. They have to be outside of the parallel lines. Something like 1 and 8. And on either side of the transversal. Angle 1 and angle 8. Not your only choice. We could have angle 2 and angle 7. Corresponding angles. They need to be in the same position relative to the parallel lines and the transversal. So angle 1 is on top and to the left. Angle 5 is on top of a parallel line and to the left. So angle 1 and angle 5. Again, a lot of other choices on that particular problem. So use the diagram to answer the following. And when we go back and look in here, what I might not have done as good of a job with is identifying the fact of which ones are parallel. And I just want to point out that line M has this little arrow here. And this line N has an arrow there, which indicates that those lines are parallel. It's a symbol to indicate that those two lines are parallel. So that might help a little bit when we come over here to identify the different types of lines. And when we start, we're looking at angle 1 and angle 3 here. And they are kind of underneath and in the same position. So these are corresponding. Angle 7 and angle 9. Well, angle 7 and angle 9, they're in between the parallel lines and on opposite sides. So we're going to say alternate interior. Angle 5 and angle 12. They're in between the parallel lines and they're on the same side there. So we can say that these are same side interior. Angle 11 and angle 15. Angle 11, angle 15 on alternate sides. So we're going to say alternate interior. Angle 8 and angle 4. They are outside and on opposite sides. So this looks like it's going to be an alternate exterior. and angle 10 and angle 16. An old word here, and not too old, but old enough. These are vertical angles. They're the opposite angles. And again, as we go through this, this is same thing that we were doing beforehand, just a little bit more complicated of a diagram. So remember, there are more than one answer. It says name and highlight a pair of alternate interior angles. So we're going to say that angle R is parallel to angle S. We're going to say angle T is, sorry, not angle, line R is parallel to line S. Line T is parallel to line U. And then we can name and highlight a pair of alternate interior angles, such as 8 and 10, which I'll write down here in a minute. Over here, name and highlight a pair of corresponding angles. Let's do 1 and 13. And once again, they don't have to be the same as mine. At angle 8 and angle 10. On the inside, on alternate sides. Corresponding. In the same position with regard to the parallel line and the transversal. Angle 1 and angle 13. Name and highlight a pair of alternate exterior angles. So they're outside of the parallel lines. So I did angle 1 and angle 15 over here on part A, and then over here on C, name and highlight a pair of same side interior angles. We need to be on the inside. Same side interior angles, 8 and 9. Again, those aren't your only choices. Angle 1 and angle 15. Here, angle 8 and angle 9. And to finish. Name and highlight a pair of linear pair angles. Linear pair again. There's an old word for us, not too old, but remember that linear pairs share a common side and have a common vertex. So in this particular case, we could say something like 5 and 6. And just a reminder with regards to linear pair, remember how they can form a protractor. They add to be 180. At angle 5 and angle 6. And lastly, vertical angles. Well, there's lots of choices in here. How about 16 and 14 for a couple of different choices there. There's our opposite angles. Angle 14